Former Democratic presidential candidate from 2020 and now somebody who has left the Democrat Party, Tulsi Gabbard, took part in two events in Washington, D.C. this past week. The event that you probably heard about was her appearance at the Faith and Freedom Coalition's Road to Majority conference. It was a great conference with great speakers, mainly conservative, but Gabbard was one of the other people that was there. She's spoken at conservative events before, obviously, since her 2020 presidential run. She's been very outspoken about how she did not leave the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party left her. Now, you do kind of question if she's got an ulterior motive to, as I like to put it, courting conservatives. She does have a new book out, so that is definitely something to consider of why, as she says, even though her name's not on the ballot, she's still going out on the campaign trail. Also, outside of Road to Majority, she was also at a second event, the Second Amendment Institute, actually the first organization to honor her in the Second Amendment community. They're a small national grassroots group, Second Amendment Institute. And like I said, they honored her with her Second Amendment Champion Award, which again, you typically don't see people that are Democrats or former Democrats get awards from Second Amendment organizations. So I was one of few reporters that had the opportunity of joining them at their event. It was a very small, intimate event at a townhouse on Capitol Hill the evening before she spoke at the Road to Majority conference. And so I was really interested to see how she addresses audiences, both large and small. Gabbard at the Capitol Hill event, again, kind of top line themes were definitely the same about how Democrats aren't serving the American people, whether that's the Biden administration or, Democrats in Congress, which in both speeches she pointed out, the building that I used to work in just over there, saying as both events were in Washington, D.C. And really in both of those events, the audience had a chuckle with her over that. But again, that's messaging that we're seeing from people that have been lifelong Democrats, that they don't recognize the Democrat Party. Tulsi is one of them. But obviously for Faith and Freedom, it is a much more of a faith-based audience than necessarily a Second Amendment audience. So at Faith and Freedom, she focused a lot on how obviously she is a servant. She's got a servant background with her military background as well as Congress, but ultimately she really seeks to serve the Lord, and everything that she does is to hopefully end up in heaven. Versus with the Second Amendment piece, she again talked about just how crucial Second Amendment rights are. Again, as she is somebody that served in the armed forces, she recognizes the freedoms that she fought for in uniform, and even continues to fight for as a member of the reserves, which she still is. She really talks about how incumbent it is upon good people to stay in the fight and defend not only First Amendment rights, which of course freedom of religion, which she talked about in Faith and Freedom, is included under, but also Second Amendment rights, and how those two also work to preserve the rest of the constitutional rights that we get to enjoy here as Americans as well.